Welcome to XREnergy by HMS Networks. This tutorial will take you through the MQTT and SMS messaging functionality of the XRSG gateway and show you how to securely publish data to the cloud. The steps are divided into two video parts, with this first video providing an overview of the options and showing a setup using a local network. Additionally, triggered transmissions on data value change is shown. Here we can see the topology of MQTT. The broker is realized by running a freeware tool named Mosquito in the network. Another client software tool example we will see later. Open the settings for PLC messages. To enable MQTT, we need to configure the MQTT settings. The host refers to the IP address of the MQTT broker. Its default port depends on if you are using TLS or not. Some brokers might need TLS with specific port in order to establish a communication. The client ID identifies the client on the broker. Username and password can be used as login for the MQTT broker. Quality of service is optional, just as last will topic and message. We keep the time settings as given. For the moment, we switch TLS off to show a setup without any security. Next, we configure an MQTT message, like a specific information from a newsletter we want to subscribe to. So whenever this topic, Hello SG, from the broker becomes published, the SG gateway will receive the content for validation. As we have configured the code phrase Hello World, whenever the SG gateway is receiving Hello World, this will give us the opportunity to trigger an event. To save and load our settings, click the buttons OK and Reboot. It is mandatory to add a receive message block into the web PLC's diagram view for each relevant message that should be checked for incoming data. Now we are almost ready for testing. But to watch the short trigger signal in case of receiving a correct message, a memorizing function block is needed, like a counter. Let's have a look at the options for setting up an MQTT client to get a communication partner. In this case, the MQTT box is installed directly from the Microsoft Windows App Store. Here you can see how it looks like when it's connected to the broker with the correct settings. We are ready to send our command message from the MQTT client to the MQTT broker. So the SG gateway as MQTT client will pick it up from there. Nice! The message arrived and got approved, which resulted in a trigger signal that we counted. Again, twice. Good, works fine. To get more information, have a look into the detailed descriptions in the online help to understand the receive and send function blocks. Let's configure an SMS message that is sent when the SG gateway starts its program. When the program starts, the send message function block is triggered. To see what happens at its output pins, we simply add counters. Okay so far, the SMS arrived. Now let's test if it also works while restarting the SG gateway. Here we go, good job. Now I will show you how to send triggered by changed value. The program saves the received value into an internal variable. The following value can then be compared with the saved value from before. If a difference is detected, the message transmission will be triggered. To make this work properly, please keep in mind that the processing order must fit. As our MQTT tool receives the message from the broker, this works. Okay, next let's prepare some variables for transmitting them as part of a text message. Here we configure a message using JSON-format, including those references. The SG gateway can handle messages containing up to 529 plain characters and 31 references each. As static parts, also a password, or for example a device ID, can be part of the message. Also, input and output values could be used as references here. Since if the received content does not match the configured receive message, the whole message will be ignored. Save and reboot before viewing the messages inside the editor. In the editor's diagram view, we see some mappings like UTC time for the timestamp variable, a const value as device ID, and a counter value as counter variable, which also triggers the send message event each 4000 milliseconds by value compare. Now we take another SG gateway and configure the same message accordingly for receiving. Note that it's mandatory yet to configure the entire message to be completely identical for passing the verification process when a message becomes received. When you add a string variable to a receive message, you will be presented with 3 options in a pop-up. If the checkbox is activated, the string occupies the entire string length previously configured for this variable. If you clear that checkbox, the end of the string will be found automatically by the following text. An escape character can also be defined. If the string variable contains the escape character, the next character is threaded without interpretation. This is used, for example, to add a quotation mark. As we can see, the device ID acts as filter, since it is static part of the message. Please see the help section for examples and full details. So the message was received and verified to put them in the correct variables. And here are the variables shown in the editor's diagram view. Here we can see both devices and the content of the message in full motion. Well, that's all about MQTT for now. The second part of the video shows security options and how to publish data into the cloud. Thanks for watching. You are very welcome to watch out for new videos. For further details about MQTT, please watch HMS Talks, Beginner's Guide for MQTT.